And we are live. I'm here with James Webb. James, brilliant to talk to you again today.
Thank you, Katie. Great to see you again. Thanks for having me on.
How you doing? How's it been?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm getting back into some normality again. Um, it's been a bit mad, hasn't it? Like
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not just speaking on behalf of myself anymore. I think I speak on the behalf of the world when it's just been a bit crazy. I don't think anyone really has a clue. But I just think I've just tried to stay positive, um, remain in a good space, and yeah, try and keep active, so I can be ready to fight almost.
Yeah. And you were like one of the very last to fight because you fought on that Cage Warriors Manchester card that was
Yeah.
well, there was another Manchester card after that, but it was supposed to be the London card. So you fought
Yeah.
on the 7th of March, and then you're one of the first back in because you've had a fight announced for the trilogy as well.
Yeah.
So you actually haven't lost that much time in terms of fighting because you probably wouldn't have fought before then anyway, do you think?
Um, like maybe not. I did. Well, I don't know. I needed to. I was obviously hurt in the last fight. Like when you come to Ireland, I was struggling then.
Yeah.
So I did say to her, like, Chris and the guys, after this fight's done, I need to like get fit, or not fit. Like, I need to just get healthy.
Yeah.
But I managed. I did do that a lot quicker than um I would have, because obviously we got locked down. So like obviously we got locked down, and I wasn't carrying on with that routine of the flying and the traveling, and I just felt like my body really did recover really well. And
Yeah.
the aim would have been obviously to try and get on the Belfast card. I
Mhm.
was obviously looking for that Belfast card. Then there was talk of the UFC Dublin card, so I would have tried to get on that Dublin card, definitely. Sorry, the Belfast card, definitely. And then all going well there, would have tried to push for that
Yeah.
UFC Dublin card. But obviously, everything happens for a reason. Um, like, I won the last fight. Um, the world got locked down, and you know, I I'm in a great spot because I made the best of that situation. I think people went one or two ways. You either let yourself go and see it as a holiday, but for me, I just saw it like prison. Especially living with my partner. It's like prison. She she's the warden. So you're made to work. So yeah, it was a good experience to me. It was a really, actually, do you know what? Looking back, it's been a great experience, the whole lockdown. Like, um, that whole time spending with like people that are close to you, and actually getting more than I would ever get.
Yeah.
So like, it's been invaluable in that respect. But like the same as everyone else, like, come on, let's get the world going again. Let's get some sports back, and
Yeah.
let's let's try and finish 2020 strong.
Well, you're looking very lean, so I'm guessing that you've been
Thank you.
doing a load of strength and conditioning and stuff like that that you were allowed to do kind of all the way through by yourself.
Yeah. Well, I obviously, um, I'm restricted in a lot of areas. Fortunately, I have some equipment. I have my S&C coach Adam over in Ireland. He was like, basically, I have like a I have a like a my heart monitor thing.
Yeah.
And so this tracks everything I do. So I was like, he was telling me what I need to do. He'd be like looking into what I was giving off, the readings, and basically controlling my S&C that way. And like, fucking hell, like, I think I had 200 beats a minute at one point. Like, that's where we've been. Like, and I feel like I'm flying at the moment. Like, I always try to pride myself on being fit and like conditioning, and that's a very important aspect of fighting. Like, it gets overlooked, I think. But like, if you're not fit, you are going to quit in the fight. Doesn't matter how good you are. So I don't want to have that quit in me. You might get caught, you might get subbed, that's fine. But if you're not fit enough, you haven't done your fucking job. Sorry, language.
Yeah.
You haven't done your job.
That's
So
right.
like, I really wanted to improve something that I knew was good already, and I just wanted to push it. And Adam over in Ireland, he was, like I said, he's been monitoring me, and we've succeeded there, and we done another one today, because obviously I was meant to go back to Ireland yesterday, and I can't go until next Tuesday now. So we had a little Zoom call today, in the gym. Obviously now I've got like the space, like ZRT Messics, I've got space there. And it was just condition, and obviously the rolling, with the protein.
So you haven't been back over to Team KF since lockdown?
No, I haven't even seen the new gym.
No way.
I've obviously seen pics and videos, but I haven't been there yet. And I'm excited to go there. Like, it looks an unreal facility, Like, Chris and Tom are big inspirations to me, same as Alan. This like over here, and obviously I've got my own things that I'm setting up now, and I'm trying to like look at the pros. Well, that's the wrong way to look at it. I'm trying to like see, like, I'm just trying to take the best aspects of what they do, what I think, and trying to like put it into me almost. Trying to take the best aspects of all the people around you and absorb that information and try and create my own little thing, So that's what's been happening at the moment. I keep coming in and seeing this. That's sweat. That's sweat, because I had to cook my lunch today, and I was rushing from the gym, cook some food, fucking drop my egg. It was sweat on. But
did you cook yourself another one, or did you just stayed on the floor?
I had 2 eggs. As I pulled them out, I don't cook eggs like normal people do. I had like black pudding and eggs on top of each other. And as I'm shoveling it out, just one of the eggs just dropped off. It's all right.
So disappointing.
Yeah, it was, but I still got to eat, so I'm happy enough, So
good. I saved you 100 calories with that egg.
Oh yeah, something like that, probably. With the amount of butter I'd have put on it, probably 200 calories. So thank you. But I think, George, I looked at obviously the monitor I have at the moment. I've been using this for the last few months. Like, it tracks my sleep, and it tells me where I've gone really fucking mad, actually. I don't feel like I'm even like I do. I think I've just like upped this like professional athlete thing, because I'm just like mad into my sleep, mad into my resting heart rate coming down, and I don't know, I've just like took this whole new approach to it. And I'm getting a bit obsessed with it, Like, I think today I hit a new record, because I think I burnt 3,500 calories before 1 o'clock.
Oh my God.
I know, yeah. My max on it at the moment's been 5.5, and I don't even feel that wasn't even a hard day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
so how many calories are you eating in a day?
Not that many, because I haven't got the time. I'm sort of getting back into training again, and it's just like, actually, it's a lie, really. Like, the fucking weather, when it's been that hot, it's actually hard to eat. So, like, today is back to normal, isn't it? Like, the weather's not great, so I'm starving. But when it's boiling hot, I'd rather just fucking be sitting drinking water all day. Like, food is like the least. Well, I do get it in me. Don't get me wrong. I still eat enough, but it's been the least of my worries while it's that hot. So actually, like, I probably eat about 3,500 calories a day. On a Sunday, I probably eat about 31,000 calories.
Yeah, same. So you mentioned that UFC Dublin card earlier, and it obviously was supposed to be this month, and there were a few of you from your gym that were in with a shout of being on that card. Do you think it gets rescheduled for next year? And if so, I think that would put you guys in an even better position, because there were a few of you that were kind of knocking on the door of it, but weren't quite sure whether you were going to have enough time to fit in enough fights.
Yeah, that's true. I really hope that they do come back next year. I just feel a bit skeptical at the moment because of the whole situation we're in. Like, I've got this feeling that the Fight Island thing's going to happen, obviously, in October. And I think the UFC are going to just stick to being in Vegas. Maybe they've obviously got something going on there. They're all right, aren't they? I don't feel like they're going to... I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know if they're going to be putting on shows in Europe. How can you when no one's allowed to do anything,
Yeah.
So yeah, like I'd love to say this time next year we are back to normality and they're back to doing what they're doing. But I think if it happens, it'll be like great, because I think there'll be a load of us that are ready. But
Yeah.
I'm just not gonna look that far ahead just yet, because like I said, I'm very skeptical, you know. Like, I
Yeah.
don't even know what I'm meant to be doing. Boris is telling me I can go to the pub, but Boris is telling me I've got to put a face mask on to go fucking have a coffee or go get some fruit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't even know. He don't even know what's going on. So,
I think the
like,
rules change daily as well. That's the hardest
oh,
thing
don't
to
they?
keep up
It's,
with.
you know, what's the distance anymore? Are we too close? Like, I feel like I should be like 2 meters. You know, fucking hell. Like, if it's not, it's 2 meters. If not, it's a meter. Like, you know, come on. Like, what is going on? Like, just, I don't know. I just feel. Let's not get into that side of things, but yeah, hopefully things work itself out and we can get back to get back to shows, get back to sport in general. That's all I care about. Sport. All I've ever cared about all my life is sport. Do you know what I mean? I don't care about anything else. Like sport. Like, let's just get some sport on the TV and get some fucking fans. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm not your typical Saturday drinker in the pub. Like I actually haven't really even been fucking drinking while I've been in lockdown. You know, but I think I would go to the pub and have a drink if the football was on, you know, just because it is happening again. But I feel like, yeah, just let's get sports back, and that's all I really care about. Okay, to be fair, I don't care if no one else can, if everyone's furloughed and you know they're doing whatever, just get sports back on the TV, you know, bring us sports.
Well, for me, I'm delighted that obviously the UFC's been going ahead as usual, but I'm delighted to see the local shows come back, not just Cage Warriors, but we had Contenders last week. We got Celtic Gladiator this weekend.
This
So
week,
for me, it's so important to like keep those amateur fighters incentivized, and you know, like if people are out of the gym for, it's already been 6 months. You know, there might be
6 months,
people that
yeah.
don't come back. Not
Yeah,
everyone is self motivated
yeah,
enough
no,
to
sure.
kind of stick with it. So for me, I'm really
Yeah,
excited as a fan to see these shows come back. And one of the shows that I'm most
yeah.
excited about is Cage Warriors. Obviously, the trilogy has got some amazing names already, some amazing fights announced, and obviously your fight with Craig White was announced this week. I think this week.
I think it was Monday, was it? Monday?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday.
As soon
Yeah.
as I saw it, I thought, wicked fight. I can't wait to see it. Ian Dean's done it again. What do you think of the fight?
Yeah, just gives me shivers thinking about it there. Like, yeah, very excited for it. Like Craig is a great opponent, you know. Like he's like to be like let's be real about it. He's the sort of guy I want to be fighting. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like everyone should be fighting guys like that. Like you should be testing yourself, and Craig is a test. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's been in the UFC. He's been around in the MMA a lot longer than me. You know. And yeah, I'm of course I'm gonna take the opportunity to fight him. You know. Um, and I'm just looking forward to it. Like he's a good guy. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be it's gonna be two professionals going to have a fight, and that's it. And it
Yeah.
will be a good fight. I know it'll be a good fight. Like they're two technical pros. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm excited
Mm.
to see how it plays out. But yeah, I'm excited for it. That's what I want. I want to fight the good guys. You know, I feel like if I look back at my record, I've done that a lot in Cage Warriors. I haven't not. You can't look back and say, oh yeah, you had a easy fight. You know,
No.
I'm all about competition and testing myself, and um, yeah, I'm very happy that me and Craig are crossing paths. Not because I don't like him. I want to fight him, just because it's just I respect him. I respect what he's done.
Yeah.
He's done some great things for the sports. He's done some great things for UK MMA. So of course, yeah, I want to share that cage with him. You know, like
Yeah.
Like I want to, you know. Like, so I'm looking forward to that. That's what I'm looking forward to.
If I was you, I'd want to be sharing the cage with someone who's been in the UFC, like testing myself against, somebody at that level. And also the fact that he's coming up to 185. I've often wondered if the weight cut's a bit too much for him at 170 and it might suit him better at middleweight.
Yeah, but I don't. Do you know what? I know Craig, but I don't know him that well, you know. So like, I've always been very nice to him. He's been very nice to me when I've seen him at the shows. I wouldn't have a clue how much weight he cuts, you know. Like everyone's very different. Like I know that I cut a lot for middleweight. Like I know there's not a fucking hope in hell I'd ever make welterweight. Like literally, I couldn't do it, you know. Like on a good week, you know, like I'm still 94 and a half, 95 kilos, you know, and that's being lean. But I'm not making 77. So I don't know, like maybe the weight cuts were too much for him. You know, it does play a part. Like it does affect your cardio, it does affect your power, it does affect your chin, you know. So maybe he's a completely different person at 185, you know, which we'll see, you know. Be fun to see, be interesting to see, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it, Katie, you know. Really looking forward to it.
And you've got another teammate on the same card as you. Ian Gary's fighting George McManus on the same night, I think. Yeah. So what do you think of that fight? And are you looking forward to sharing a card?
Do you know what? We haven't actually been on the same card. I was thinking of it.
No, you were supposed to be at Night of Champions, weren't you?
Yeah, but his
fight fell through on fight week.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think there's been a few. He's meant to be on the same one, and it's always fell apart. Like, actually, I didn't even realise that. So that's actually quite a nice thing, actually. That'd be a nice thing that we can, well, share. You know, I guess.
Yeah.
Like on the same card. Be great to come away with 2 victories, which we both will. You know, like I'm very confident in that. I've been speaking to Ian. I haven't seen him since the last time I fought, you know, like he was there in the corner, so he'd have gone home and I haven't been back over. So I'm excited to get back over next week and start training with him again, you know, see what the crack is. But as far as like the fight goes, I feel confident for him, you know. I think George is actually quite a decent grappler, you know. I think I do know pretty confident Yanis beat him back in the day. But I do think he's actually like meant to be quite legit. But Ian trains with me, so we're all right. You know what I mean? He'll be all right.
And then Conrad Arwenowski has got a fight coming up as well at Probellum against Justin Burlington. Looking forward to that fight. How do you see that one going?
That's actually a good fight. Do you know what I mean? I think Justin actually is pretty legit.
Yeah.
You know, so he's quite early in his career. Like even Conrad's, I want to say he's not been. It feels like he's been around for ages, but it's just not been that active. But like Conrad's he's a dog. Do you know what I mean? Like he's a tough round. Like even if you like, I don't know what it is about him. He's just like he is just a dog. He's just there. He's tough. He's durable. He can like finish you anywhere. Do you know what I mean? He's dangerous, and so that's a very good fight. Like obviously, you have to give the respect to Justin. You know, like I do think Conrad. I'm very confident Conrad will beat him. I just think he's a bit more of an all-rounder at the moment. But again, that's just going through what I see. Like, you know, I've never trained with Justin. I don't know where he trains, you know. So I'm just going. My opinion is very biased, you know. But it's based off what I know about Conrad. You know, he is a dog. Like, he's there. Like, I remember I've done loads of rounds of him for fights, and I've used him a lot for like a lot of my training camps. And it's not because he'll always be the most technical, but it's just because he will fucking have a fight with you, you know.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need that, and that's what he's good at. So like, if the guy he's fighting, if his opponent doesn't switch on early, it's a fucking nightmare. Do you know what I mean? Because you got this fucking pit bull on you that's not gonna go away. You know, so yeah, it just depends. It depends who shows up, and if Conrad's on his game, he's dangerous. You know, he is dangerous.
Yeah. And then Chris Fields was planning to come back to Cage Warriors, hoping to get on that Dublin card. With that Dublin card going away, is that still in the works?
I just think fucking just give Chris a fight in the UFC. Fuck's sake, he's been around long enough. Why? What's he? Who's he got? Like, it'd be great to get him a fight. Be great to get him a fight on Cage Warriors, but I don't think that's happening either. Really, you know, like I think. And since I've known him now, like it's nearly 5 years come the end of this year now, I think I've only seen him fight twice. Do you know what I mean? 3 times. And like the whole time we've been like together, when I'm fighting, he's looking to fight. Now I've probably fought since I've met him nearly 12, 14 times. You know, turning pro as amateur still then, had the fights. I think I had 4 fights as an amateur, now 11. So 15 fights I've had to he's 3, which like he like that's not him. That's not he's doing this.
Yeah.
He can't get a fight. So I feel for him, you know, like I feel for him because he's just got better, you know, like he's just got better over the years since I've known him anyway. Like he's just so good, and I really hope he gets his opportunity, which I know he wants to retire at some point. Obviously, he's going to have to, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't want that to happen just yet. I do want him to be able to, like, showcase his skill set. Like, I feel like he's in a different space right now. Like, he's very happy in his life. I know that, like, him as a pro back in the day, there was a lot of, like, shit going on, and he was working, and, you know, now he trains like as hard as I'll be training, you know, and he has got no other distractions. He's obviously got the gym, but that's his passion, you know. So it'll be just great to see him fight. Like when he fought in KSW against I can't think the guy in Dublin. I can't think of the guy's name now. Fuck. No, it wasn't. It was. I can't think of the guy's name. But his like performance was great, and like he was ill then, you know, like he had an infection in his hand, like a bad fucking infection, you know. He had to go. He was in hospital the day after on a fucking drip for a week. It was a bad infection, and he just controlled that fight, you know. Couldn't throw his right hand, but he like just. And the guy he was fighting, I can't think of the guy's name now. He was a berserker. Like he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu, and he had nothing for Chris, and like. Yeah. I just think you give him a high level guy, and you'll get the best out of him. Do you know what I mean? You give him a high level guy, he will show you what he can do. I believe that anyway.
So, yeah, I'm just looking up this guy's name for you. Was it oh God, was it Fijalka or was it Wagner Prado?
No, it was Fijalka. Wagner Prado was in. We went to where did we go? It wasn't. I can't think where we went now. It was amazing though. That was a couple of years back. It was a good time. Yeah, it was against Fijalka, yeah, and like I said, like he Fijalka was a very good opponent, you know, like very solid guy, and those two had a great fight. And I just think that's what Chris needs. Like if you just give him those sort of opponents, those high level guys, those black belts, those guys that have been around the block, like he will show you like what he's about, you know. And that's what I'm waiting for. I just want him to have like it'd be great to see him in Cage Warriors. Obviously, I know we're not going to be on the same show. That would be amazing, but be great to see him have a fight. And then he deserves that UFC shot, you know. Like he does more than anyone I know, you know. Like he deserves it. So I just want to see him. If it's only once, just want to see him do that, you know. And then he'll be gone, you know, and he'll be going into his coaching, which. Again, like he's doing a fantastic job at that, you know. Like I think he's a serious coach, you know. Very good. He will go. I can guarantee this in like 10 to 15 years' time, he'll be one of the best coaches on the planet, without a doubt. Without a doubt, you know. Maybe sooner. I'm going to say 10 years. 15 years, I'm going to be there behind him.
I can see from the success that everyone's having in the gym, though, that's true. That doesn't happen without a good coach. And
No.
I would love to see him, as you said. I really believe he deserves his shot in the UFC. And I think with them saying that they're going back to Fight Island and these late call-ups, and especially that weight class, I feel like it is very shallow.
It's open for him.
Yeah, I do think it's more open than if he was a lightweight, say, trying to get in. So, yeah, I'd love to see it. I've got to ask you as well about the people fighting for your old belt. Matthias Fredericks got Jamie Richardson. That was announced yesterday. How do you see that matchup going? Another great fight, I think.
Yeah, no, it is a very good fight. I don't think it's going past 2 rounds. Put it that way.
Really?
Yeah. Judging by them both of them are going to start swinging at each other, you know?
Yeah.
And you can see that in them both. Like, I obviously thought I've had fucking shared the cage with Matthias 9 rounds I've done with him. And Jay, I can just see from like when you look at some of Jamie's his fights, you know, like he's there to the end. He's fighting, do you know what I mean? And he'll be swinging, and so will Matthias. So like it's gonna be an exciting fight. I just don't think you're gonna be seeing it for that long. I think it's gonna be like well, unless they stand off each other, but I don't see that happening. I just see
I don't see that happening.
Meet in the middle, and we're gonna swing. And I you know, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to go that long. So,
well, who's your prediction for the winner?
Do you know what? I can't call it. I don't know. You know, I don't know. I'm just going to say whoever's got his hands highest, maybe. You know, whoever's defending their face enough, because they're going to be throwing bombs at each other. So I just don't know. I don't know. I can't give you who I think is going to win based on how I see that fight going. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, if one of them want to try and get the takedown, control the fight that way, then, you know, I don't know who's better in that area in all respect. But from judging what they're both like, from looking at their previous fights, I think they're both going to stand there. They're both going to trade, and it's going to be a hard one to call, you know. And obviously, both of them believe they're going to win that fight. So again, it's just interesting to see. You know, it'd be an interesting bout to watch. Like it'll be. I'm interested to see what Jamie's approach is, but I do think they're just going to go and fucking they're going to swing, and it's going to be a good fucking fight. It will be like a fight that you almost want to watch, and you just don't know when it's going to end. It's going to be one of them like you know. So it'll be good. Again, like it's like the matchmaking. You know, like Ian Dean does a hell of a job, doesn't he? You know, so if you look at all the fights that have been announced, they're all very good fights. You know, like they are good fights. They're all very good matchups. Like styles make matchups, and that type of fight is like a style of two aggressive strikers. You know, so obviously, that's why I'm saying I don't think it's going to go that long. You know, because they're both there. They're both going to be there to put each other away. So, but it's exciting all the same, and you know what? It's great for Jamie being like from this like neck of the country as well. Like I'm excited for him. Like, you know, if he does do it, then fair play. You know, like that's great for him. You know, it's good for the gym that he's with. It's good for Jack, obviously, as well. So like it's just good for the area. Do you know what I mean? So it's good. So I'm excited either way.
I'm excited for that one. We've got some fan questions and comments. This one's a bit of a dodgy one. Joe Barton wants to know if you think if the UFC signed Fredericks, would he pass the USADA test?
I don't know, Elias. I'm not a medical doctor, so I can't really comment on that. Sorry, Joe. Sorry.
Fortune Sampson has told Joe Barton, yes, he would pass.
Okay.
And Mozu Bear, who I know is fighting on the Celtic Gladiator card this weekend, he just says hi.
Ask him how his weight, or how is the weight cut going?
So he's fighting at bantamweight this time. So
I know. I spoke to him the other day. He told me he had a few kilos to lose. So actually, what day is it today? Wednesday. So he'll be fine. Like all the best with that. Though. Hopefully, he goes there and gets himself a nice victory. You know. So he's a good guy. You know? He's a good
I had a good chat with him on Sunday. He seemed like a really great guy.
Yeah, he is a nice guy. You know, he's a nice kid. He after obviously I got the loss, he come and spoke to me. You know, and he's a nice guy. And I've been chatting to him on and off ever since. You know, and I like him. I hope he does really well. I think he will. He's obviously got a good team around him. You know, Renegade's a serious team. You know.
Yeah.
So if they're they're obviously backing him and believing in him for a reason. You know, so. I wish him all the best. You know, there's obviously nothing he can't achieve in the sport if he wants at a young age. You know, so
yeah. And I know he's been training with Manchester top team as well, because he was staying with Cole Prince when we caught up. So that's turning into a cracking gym with a load of killers as well. So the UK MMA scene just is so exciting to me at the moment. There's so many good gyms, and I include Ireland in that. Sorry, I know that's not part of the UK, but UK and Ireland is just like such a vibrant scene. Every area has got really good gyms, you know. Even into Wales, you've got Shaw mixed martial arts, and then just all the Cage Warriors academies as well is just breeding all this new talent. So I'm just so pleased to see some of these cards coming back now. So you know, the people who will be pushing your level in a few years don't have a kind of gap in their knowledge and their training.
That's right, yeah. That's right. I think. Sorry, if you look at the UK now, obviously when I started training grappling and doing jiu-jitsu, and this fucking years ago now, it was very politics almost.
Yeah.
You couldn't train in low, you know what I mean? You couldn't almost cross train. So I that's why I ended up having to always leave Colchester to train. Cause I just I almost understand that, you know. And I think obviously as time's gone on now, it's changed a lot, you know. But if you look at the UK now, you can go anywhere in this country and get good training, you know. And Essex is a good shout. Essex is a good spot. Obviously, I'm gonna have my little thing coming on soon. In Essex, and then you've got.
So tell us about that, James.
Down the road. I think they're based in Chelmsford more.
Yeah, we are in Chelmsford and Colchester.
Yeah. So for me, I have a flotation therapy Essex opening up. That's going to be in Colchester, and that's offering. Basically, we have a load of float tanks coming in, and we've got a purpose-built facility. It's going to be a wellness facility, so it's a serious facility. You have to come down when we open up.
I'd love to.
So we have all our pod rooms, our floats, and then we've got chill out rooms, communal dress. It's a serious facility. I don't want to give too much away. I want everyone to experience it, and it will be an experience. You know what I mean? This isn't a come in and go. It's an experience. And then upstairs, I'm just creating my own sort of little thing at the moment. You know, I need to start thinking about what I'm going to do in the future. So obviously, my aim is to be an MMA coach in the future. You know, I want to sort of go down the road that Chris has. So I'm going to start a little academy almost. So I'm gonna it's gonna basically just be some boxing, some BJJ and some MMA. It's gonna be quite a lot of MMA there. And again, it's I'm up in Stanway now. That's where I'm gonna be based. So there's a lot of built up area around here. So I'm hoping it does well. You know, I'm very confident it'll do well. Anyway. But yeah, gonna have a place like come to the sort of after this fight. I'm gonna have my own sort of little thing I'm setting up, you know. So it's exciting times.
Sounds
Ahead,
very
you know?
Joe Rogan.
Does it? Oh, what, the floating?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about it. Yeah. Well, like I said, like this is a facility, this is a big unit, a very big unit, and it's like bespoke for what I'm doing, and it's all about like when you're floating, I believe that you should feel like you're in space. Like you shouldn't be able to hear if you don't like you. We've got the option of having lights on in the pod, like a purple or a blue light or whatever, you know, just something you can see. But for me, it's all about like not having anything, like just being with yourself. So like you're floating on this water. Um, and I'm not going to go too much into the benefits just yet or anything because obviously that's going to come at a later date or what we've got is like this facility which is like soundproofed. Every room's soundproof, like acoustic soundproofing, acoustic like board. So like when you're in that pod room and you're in that float, you're just not going to hear anything. It's going to be like you are in space, you know, and that's what it's about. And it's about switching off. And believe me, there's many more benefits to it than that. But I just don't want to go too much into that just yet. Like, obviously, I'd be speaking for another fucking hour if we did that. So, but yeah.
I've never tried a float tank. I've always wanted to give it a go.
Well, when we open up, when we do our launch party, you can come down, do
I'll
a little
definitely
review,
come.
see what you
Yeah,
think.
I will.
Well, obviously, I'll have the space upstairs ready, so I know that if that is ready, I know the few of the guys. Obviously, there'll be guys coming from Ireland. There'll be guys all like there'll be a lot of people there, you know. And if there is an option, we'll get some rolling in, you know. So it's a nice little mat area upstairs, and then obviously there's like shower facilities there and everything, so you can wash and then enjoy the rest of the launch party, you know. So I'll make sure I invite you to that, Katie.
Oh, please do. Yeah.
I will.
So
It's only down the road, so don't tell me you can't make it, all right?
I won't. So do you envisage over time doing more of your camps here at your own facility, or do you always think that you'll be going over to Dublin?
Yeah. Like I don't. I'm very fortunate, and I'm not like talking shit here. I'm very fortunate. I'm not just lying to you. I have the best of both worlds. I can go over to Ireland. It gives me a break. I'm around very positive people. I'm around like world class athletes, coaches, strength and conditioning coaches. I'm just around. I have a very good fucking team, you know.
Yeah.
And so when I go there, I work on the stuff I need to for the fights. But when I'm home, I can't not train. So like I don't come home and not train. So I have a boxing coach here, and we go to like boxing clubs and do that. I have like the guys that I grapple with, the RT Essex, you know, like I grapple with some of the best grapplers now, like potentially. Even though Taylor just got his black belt, like on the planet, you know, like and that's all I do, like every fucking day. So like Chris knows like how I am. He knows like if I'm coming over for 3-4 days, I'm not taking 3 days off. He knows I'm working and I'm training the right way. So I feel like I'm training like I feel like my training is better than anyone's because yeah, I have to travel. I go to Ireland. I've got like high level S&C guys. I've got high level MMA guys, high level jiu-jitsu guys. And then I come home. I've got high level jiu-jitsu guys. I've got a high level boxing coach, you know, and people do that. People do travel around the UK for different things, you know. And all I do is I just get on a flight. So it looks a bit more busy, you know, but at least I ain't got to drive to Ireland. I'm sleeping on that plane, you know. So I enjoy it. Like I said, I enjoy it, and I like flying. So I enjoy all that. Like I enjoy my life. But no, like as long as I'm fighting, I do see my camps in Ireland. You know, like well, the majority of it. You know, my MMA sparring and my positional and my conditioning is all done there, and then my boxing, my jiu-jitsu is mainly done here. And like I said, this is a 7-day a week fucking job for me. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like let's go to Ireland for 3 or 4 days and then come back and Oslo. That's never the case. I'm working 24/7, trying to be the best athlete I can be, try and be the best fighter I can become, you know, like I owe myself that, you know, like we only have a short space to do anything, and I owe myself a shot at this, you know, so I will do everything in my power to continue it. But no, like, unless Chris wants to come and move to Colchester, like I will be going back over to Ireland to train, you know. So we'll see.
As we said as well, these UFC call-ups at the moment are coming at any time, and as we saw with Reece McKee, you might not necessarily need to be the title holder to go there. So
no,
it's interesting, very interesting.
It is, yeah. Like you never know what might happen. You know, like if I put in a good performance in September, you know, like there could be a late replacement, which I'd be up for, you know. Like I'd do it. Like fair play to Reece as well. Like I actually love the fact that he got signed. Like it's almost like, again, for all us guys here, very possible, you know. And so like fair play to him, and he's in the UFC now, and like he does deserve it, you know. Like I weirdly enough, before I was even fighting like pro MMA, I actually remember watching. I watched Reece a few times. I watched him fight in Bama a few times.
Bama,
you know? Me and my brother actually flew to Belfast once and watched him, you know. So like he deserves his shot there, you know. Like he's been around 100%. So like I'm pleased for him, and I'm sure with the rest of his contract he'll show what he's about, and he'll probably, I hope, get another contract. You know, like I want all the guys in the UK, especially the guys that I've fought, I want them all to get to the UFC, and I want them all to do well because it just makes me feel better, you know. But
so do I.
I do, you know, like I want all these, like, you know, like I want all the top UK guys to, and UK and Ireland guys, sorry, that's not fair to say that. All the top UK and Ireland guys, I want to like get their shot, you know, and show their worth. And I think, you know, it is a bit harder this side of the world, but like I do believe we've got some fucking exciting fighters, and I think in the next, you know, 2 to 5 years we'll have even more, and that'll continue. You know, like there's just like a new wave, and you know, in 10 years' time, who knows where the UK MMA scene will be? You know, like if you look at the UK like grappling scene, it's like it's a lot better now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, like the Americans and the Brazilians were always steps ahead, miles ahead. You know, and then like I say, like fucking, we're not catching up yet. We're not on their level yet, but we're coming up behind them. You know, we are, and it'll be the same for the MMA scene. Like once, like it's quite underground here still, in respect, like, you know, people have a different look on it, like. But in 10 to 15 years' time, I believe it'll be a mainstream sport, you know. And I think that generation that start doing it from 4 or 5 years old will be like phenomenal from this country. You know, like we do have good athletes here. You know, this side of the world, we do build them. So there's no reason why, you know, we can't have that in the UFC. And maybe the UK take an invasion. You know, like the UK and Ireland have a mad invasion, and it's us leading the way. You know, instead of the Americans and the Brazilians and. You know, so fingers crossed.
I'd love to see it. I think it goes back as well to your point that, like, back in the day, people were quite nervous about letting anyone from their gym train anywhere else, and it wasn't really that welcomed. But now I find most of the top coaches are very happy for people who train with them to go off and train somewhere else and come back and kind of share that knowledge.
I completely agree with that. But I only certain coaches, and it's only coaches that value or know how good they are. So there will be coaches out there that don't want you to cross train, and I think that says more about them now than it does about the student. You know, like I know for a fact Chris, he'd let me go and train anywhere if I wanted to, but he'd know. I think he knows, and I know that I'd always come back. Do you know what I mean? Because I know I'm not going anywhere anyway, but I know it's hard to explain it, but I just know like how good he is.
Yeah.
So he knows himself how good he is, so he doesn't have that ego. He's just like, yeah, if you want to go train somewhere else, that's cool. But he does it. He says it to everyone in the gym. Like he'd let anyone go train anywhere because he knows how good he is himself.
Yeah.
And that's what good coaches do. Alan's done the same thing for me throughout when I first met him. That's a long time now. He done the same for me. Like told me to go get away. You can't do everything in Colchester. You need to go and train with different people. And like that's so refreshing to see when, especially we were a different BJJ team before, and that was frowned upon.
Yeah.
You were a traitor if you trained somewhere else. Like fuck that, fuck off. Like I fully believe in like Alan's way, and it's done nothing but benefit my career. If I stayed in Colchester, I would not be fighting on Cage Warriors. I don't think. Maybe I'd have got there. I don't think I'd have fought for a world title. Like, you just don't know. So I'm very grateful for how my coaches, and again, like it's just how I am as well. But the coaching that I do have from Chris and Tom in Ireland, from Alan here, from Simon the Padman, they're all guys that like believe in themselves. And if you want to train somewhere else, go do it. And that's what it takes to succeed. But I don't believe that's the case everywhere. I do believe there's still people out there that won't let you go train somewhere else, or they talk bad about other places because I think maybe they know they're going to get found out themselves, So
yeah,
but
true.
Exciting time for UK MMA anyway,
It is. I was just going to talk about somebody else who made it to UFC without getting the Cage Warriors belt first. Corey McKenna won a fight on the Contender Series and got given a contract by Dana. Is the Contender Series something that you'd be interested in showing your face on and
yeah, definitely. Actually, that's what me and Chris were speaking about recently enough. So when you asked me about, do you think the UFC are coming back to UK, Ireland, Europe, whatever next year, the conversation I was having with Chris was pretty much, we don't think they're going to be coming back.
Right.
So we need to try and get ourselves out there. So that's going to be the road I think I'm going to have to look into next, like trying to get on the Contender Series, try and win a contract that way, because it's going to be harder if they're not coming this side as much,
Yeah.
So that is something I'm definitely looking into. But again, like fair play to Corey, like she started training in Colchester, and she has her roots here, and she still has that loyalty. But she's fucking trained everywhere. She's in Wales, America.
Yeah.
I remember, I think I got her set up to go train at SPG once a few years back. So yeah, she puts herself out, so she deserves it. You reap what you sow.
I think she's planning on moving to Team Alpha Male for most of her time now. So yeah, pretty cool.
Well, if she confront it, why not? Where is that? That's in Florida, isn't it?
No, it's in California, Sacramento.
Is that Florida?
No.
California.
Other side. Yeah.
It's not a bad place to live, is it? Put it that way. It's not.
I'm always shocked she comes home so pale.
Yeah, it's just what happens with look at our complex, Jesus.
At least it proves you've been in the gym and not out in the sunshine.
Yeah, all that, yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, either way, yeah, very true. But now, full respect to that as well,
Well, I'd love to see you on the Contender Series. I think that would be an epic way to get into the UFC. Just like a chance to impress on the way in and just, get some US fans and eyeballs on you before you even make it to your debut. So that's definitely something I'd be excited for. But first of all comes Craig White. So wish you all the best for the rest of camp and hope you stay as fit and healthy as you've managed to get throughout lockdown. And just wish you all the best for that fight.
Thank you ever so much, Katie. Thank you for having me on as well. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And when is your flotation place going to be open and what's it called?
It's called Flotation Therapy Essex. And probably going to be open just after the fight. It'll be open possibly October, aiming for. Like I said,
Amazing.
there's no excuse, Katie. If I invite you down and you don't turn up, you're gonna have to get someone else to come and interview me, all right?
I will come. I came all the way to Dublin to interview you. I'm not going to not come to Colchester.
Oh, no, I'm only messing. No, thank you.
No, it'd be amazing. So I'm looking forward to that, but I'm really looking forward to this fight. I'm looking forward to the whole card, and I just think it's going to be a brilliant few nights of fights, and this is one of the ones I'm most looking forward to.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to it as well. Like I said, great opponent. So I'm excited, very excited. You know.
Any sponsors you want to shout out before we go?
Yeah, let's go for it. So Team KF, obviously, the Irish Strength Institute, Flotation Therapy Essex, I'm gonna put that out there. Dayton Group, J. Putney and Sons, Players, Stephen Webb and Son Roofing, Graded, my barber. That's got me looking fresh for this today, even though I got my haircut last week. Flotation Dublin, my boy Adam over in Dublin, Flotation Dublin. So if you're in Ireland, Flotation Therapy Dublin is where you should be going. Who else we got? I don't even know where I'm at now with sponsorships. Anyone? We Are Mortgages, Steel Construction. Do you know what? Aston Scaffolding. Over the years, I've had so many good sponsors that are like, they've never just been one-offs. They're always trying to help,
Yeah.
So I'm probably not giving a good account of myself because I can't, I'm off the top of my head, trying to fucking think who's been there, But everybody that's ever helped me, like I owe a great debt to them, So thank you for your support.
Superb. Thanks so much.